If you feel like you cannot express yourself, you want a friend who would understand you, who would understand what you're going through, and you have so many thoughts in your mind that you just cannot put into words because you cannot find the right words, I have some book recommendations for you. Recently, I have been finding myself returning to certain types of books because I feel like those books express exactly what I am feeling at the moment. These are really sad books, but also really relatable books, and I just feel like if you are at the same position as me, where you just want someone, something to understand you, these are the books for it. The first book is Agua Viva by Clarice Lispector. This is Clarice Lispector's attempt to capture the moment, to capture the present. She is desperately trying to just put her thoughts into words, put her thoughts into the present moment that she is living in. It is her attempt in trying to make sense of not only herself but everything around her, her future, her past, her present. She just wants to capture everything into words, and that is what she is doing in this really short book. It is just her talking about a lot of different things that are going in her mind, that are going in her life, and as this is written in a stream of consciousness matter, it truly feels like you are inside Clarice Lispector's brain. The way she talks about how difficult it is being oneself, how difficult it is to limit oneself to a particular moment, it's just really beautiful. If I have to talk about one quote from this book, I'll say, I am melancholy, it is morning, but I know the secret of pure mornings and I relax in the melancholy. Like, it is like perfectly capturing the way anyone's mind works, how scrambled their thoughts are. And when you try to put these thoughts into words, you just end up forming these weird sentences that do not make sense at that moment, but they make sense when you read them later on, or when you try to figure out what they mean. They kind of make sense and you kind of understand that, okay, I guess I know exactly how I'm feeling. And this book is exactly that. It does not make sense, but it makes perfectly sense. Then there is this another quote that I really loved. It goes, it suddenly occurred to me that you don't need order to live. There is no pattern to follow, and the pattern itself doesn't even exist. I am born. This book is one of those books that I feel like everyone should read at least once, because they would find themselves in at least one of these pages. Like, it is just that good and you should read it. If you feel like you need someone to understand what goes on in your mind, how your mind works, this is the book for that. The next book is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is about Esther, who got the job that she really wanted, who has lived the life that she thought she would have liked. But even after all of that, she ends up feeling really depressed, and she actually spirals into depression. And we see her talking about her mental health and how the society and everything around her affects her as a person, how she's just completely lost. She just, is trying to exist, and she's really bad at it. Esther in this book talks about how difficult it is existing with the societal pressures, how she is having difficult to like the job that she thought she wanted to work as. It is difficult for her to just navigate relationships, and these are all things that we are having trouble with as well. All the reasons that I love this book are also present in the book Normal People by Sally Rooney, because it basically talks about how these normal, really simple situations in our life can affect us so much, how we as human beings have so much problem dealing with normal situations. I just think that if you are going through something really difficult or similar, you are feeling anxious or you are feeling depressed, then you should read this book, because there is definitely this book out there who would understand exactly, and I mean exactly, what you are feeling right now. Exactly, it is the book that would understand your depression. But trigger warnings, check the trigger warnings first, because it definitely has a lot of trigger warnings. Next book is Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke. This is a really short book, and it is actually a hopeful book, so that when you feel down, you can just pick up this book. You can pick up one of the letters in this and you can feel hopeful once again. This is Rainer Maria Rilke just writing letters to this young poet and giving him advice on how to write, how to become this beautiful writer, and how to appreciate every single thing. so that you can become a better writer. And this book is just filled with advices. Like, he gives this young poet so many different life altering advices, and these are something that you would like to hear from time to time. If you're feeling down and you want to feel charged up again, you want to feel happy again, I suggest you pick up this book, open a random page, and I mean a random page or a random letter, and just start reading it. I'm sure it would lift up your mood. Next is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This book is my best friend. Like, if I had to choose a book whom I would consider to be my best friend, it would be this book, because it is so good. This book is filled with letters that Charlie has written to this unknown person, talking about his life, talking about his love for things, and how he feels so much, but he doesn't have anyone to share these feelings with. So instead, he ends up writing these letters. The way he just talks about life in general, about books, about friends, about music, you just feel as if he is a real person who is sitting right next to you and writing his letter. He's narrating the letter to you. I just think that this is the liveliest book that I have ever read, because I just kept smiling throughout the book. Like, I just felt so much for Charlie. I felt so much with Charlie. I could totally understand what he went through, and I think at times I felt as if our thoughts matched a lot. So if you are looking for a best friend, I would definitely recommend The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Next is Just Kids by Patti Smith. If you are feeling lost in your career or in your life, like, I am a graduate now, I have nothing else going on in my life, I have nothing to look forward to, I would pick up this book, because it is just so inspiring. It is so hopeful, because this talks about Patti Smith's struggle in becoming the person that she is today. Even though everyone describes this book as a book that is about her relationship with Robert Mapplethorpe, it is so much more than that, because it talks about Patti Smith's struggles. It talks about how poor she was, how she had to struggle so much by living in such a poor apartment. It talks about how she had money problems, but it also talks about how hopeful she was in life, how she romanticized every single thing, how she found beauty in every single thing. She met so many people, she did so many things in her life. She always romanticized the simplest of moments. Even if there was something really bad going on with her, she still was really glad about the cup of coffee that she had in the morning. And this book is just really inspiring. And when I think about this book, I immediately feel better, because it feels like, I have a mentor to guide me on my path. It would definitely feel like you have someone to look after you. You can return to this book number of times. If you just open up any random page and read any quote, you would feel like, okay, maybe I'm not so alone as I thought I was. Maybe I do have a friend with me to just guide me on this path. It is like a mentor slash best friend slash teacher slash just a friend, just a beautiful friend. If you feel like you are happy with whatever you have right now, you don't want more, you don't want to be more materialistic, and you feel the societal pressure on you, but you are just happy wherever you are, read Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. This is about Kiyoko, who is 36-year-old. She works in this convenience store. She does not have a boyfriend. She's never had a boyfriend. She's never had a boyfriend. She is not married, but she's really happy with her life. Like, she does not want to leave this convenience store. She does not want to progress. She's just really happy existing as she is. But then there is her family, there is the society who is pressurizing her to get settled, to find a better job, but she does not want that, and she feels like no one really understands, no one really wants to understand what she wants in her life, which is just to work at this convenience store. Everyone just keeps on pressurizing her. Everyone just keeps on, giving her advice that she really does not need, that she really does not care for. Even though this book is like really short, it did capture that feeling of being happy with everything as it is, but still having these people in your life who are chewing your ear off about just, other things that you do not care for. I thought that this was a really cozy, yet relatable, yet a little bit sad book. So if you want to feel like whatever I talked about before. Read this book. Next book is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. If you ever think that you are tired, that you are really depressed, that you are just the most saddest person in the world, remember that there was a book called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, in which Addie LaRue became immortal and she had to live her whole life with people forgetting her the moment they leave the room. Like in this book, there was only this one person who actually remembered Addie LaRue, and she just had to live day after day, like for 1,000 years before she finally found this person who remembered her. And even though for 1,000 years, Addie just woke up with people who forgot about her the next moment, she still was a really hopeful person. She still found love for music, for art, for just everything in the world. She found that she appreciated the life that she has. And it is really difficult. If you ever feel like you are depressed, that you are anxious, that you are feeling tired, just remember that Addie was still hopeful even after living for 1,000 years with no one who remembered her. The last book is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is about Frankenstein, who created a monster called Frankenstein's monster, and then he abandoned him. He just left him in this world where the monster knew basically no one, and because he was a monster, he was like this deformed, not even a human being but a creature that no one accepted. Like literally everyone was afraid of him, no one cared for him, no one wanted to accept him, and he just was given this life that he never asked for. He was born out of nothing, and then he was abandoned. He literally had no one in his life. So if you think that you are having a bad day, just think about Frankenstein's monster and what he had to go through and what he had to deal with. I am pretty sure you would forget everything bad that is going on in your life and you would instantly feel happy again. These were the books that really lift up my mood, at least when I'm sad. Like if I think about these books and I just peruse these books and I pick up a quote, I instantly feel like my mood has lifted up. Even if just by 1%, I still feel relaxed, I feel happy, and I want you to do the same. I want you to feel happy as well. So yeah, go ahead and read these books and just feel a little bit joy, or at least a little bit understand, because that's what all of us want, to be understood. So yeah, these were the book recommendations. Thank you for watching. Bye.